Major League Wrestling here at the Scottish Rite Temple. Big Miami debut, 2 nights. beIN Sports, 8 p.m. Fridays. It's going to be their first live broadcast. Speaking of broadcasts, Rich Bocchini!
Hey, you got it right. That's impressive.
Thank you. Oh, man. Took some practice. All right. What is it like here at MLW? What's it going to be like the first MLW Live broadcast on beIN Sports?
There's no safety net, so everything that we've done now, really Friday night is the opportunity for Major League Wrestling to kind of show where we're at. That's going to be a good gauge of where we're at. It's going to be exciting. I know Tony's excited about it. I think it's awesome as a kid that grew up watching, you know, Crockett on TBS. I'm that old. Tony was, I sound like a fanboy saying this, but Tony was one of several reasons why I decided to become an announcer. There was Tony Schiavone, and then the other big influence was Fred Cusick, who was the voice of the Boston Bruins for a long time, Hockey Hall of Fame announcer. But I digress. Getting to call a show, live TV, with Tony Schiavone doing a wrestling show, it's going to be a lot of fun, and I know that the matches that are lined up are going to be exciting. And again, you know, no safety net. That's really the barometer to kind of see as a production, as a team, where we're at, because it's not just the wrestlers, it's not just the announcers, it's not just the camera guys. There's so many pieces to the puzzle, and the gears really have to work together. And I guess Friday night we find out how well those are oiled.
It's the first time.
Yeah.
So you got to expect maybe a little bit of the downs with the ups and all, but we'll see how that works and how that plays out.
Hopefully way more ups.
Yeah, of course.
Hopefully. What
has it been like working with Tony Schiavone?
It's been great. It's been a lot of fun, and just MLW in general has been a lot of fun to work with. It's big time production, on par with I think pretty much what anybody is doing in wrestling right now, but with a different flavor to it, and I think maybe a little bit more of an authentic flavor than some fans are maybe used to right now. So I think that's kind of where we're at. We have some incredible athletes, and it's been a lot of fun seeing this thing grow from what was supposed to be, you know, 1 show, maybe 2 shows, to now every week on television. It's a pretty cool thing.
We're always learning, no matter what craft we're in. Are you learning from Tony? There's got to be a chemistry there that you have to sort of develop. But are you learning things from him too, and what he's done in he's done so much during his announcing career?
I try to just sometimes just sit and listen, and then I'll go back and watch stuff as well. But just sitting there working with the thing that has always impressed me about Tony is how smooth he is, and in wrestling that's not always an easy thing to do because stuff just goes haywire sometimes. But just working with Tony, seeing the way that he approaches the broadcast, it's a very cool, calm demeanor, and I'm naturally antsy. So once I get the adrenaline flowing, I become even more antsy. So it's helpful to work with him to kind of remind myself, take a breath, slow down, relax. You can have fun.
Well, Rich, you mentioned something about watching broadcasts. How important is it, whether you're doing TV, whether you're doing radio, whatever form of media you're doing in that realm, is it to listen to yourself afterwards, to watch yourself afterwards?
Self-critique's probably the most important thing, in my opinion, being a broadcaster, because you know what you want to sound like, and you know when you don't sound like it. So yes, feedback is important, having other people look at your stuff and critique your stuff or whatever. When I first broke into the business, into broadcasting, I had a tape deck and a headset, and I used to drive to hockey games around New England to do play-by-play into a tape deck for nobody but myself. And I would drive, you know, if I drove an hour and a half away, that's what I would do on the ride home. I would put the tape in, I'd listen. I don't like this, I like this, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this, I like this. So it's huge, I think, to be able to listen and self-critique yourself.